The lesson.
Oh yeah.
Jazzy Jeff and Cash Money.
Mm.
And I reckon they're probably our two favourite party
really?
rocking. Yeah. Like I warmed up for Cash Money in 2009 at some festival. And
He's brilliant, isn't he?
yeah, he's just a party rocker through and through. And I've seen him a couple of times as well after that. And Jeff, I've never seen.
Oh, have you not?
Nah, not live, but we sit there and watch his clips like a hell of a lot. So,
he's so good.
As someone, you've obviously got a relationship with Jeff. Tell us a bit about that relationship with him, because obviously he's had a tremendous career and he's been around for a very long time. At what point did you meet Jeff?
I first warmed up for Jazzy Jeff in Brighton about 10, 12 years ago. And I was playing, I remember, because it was I took my 909 mixer, Pioneer, and he signed it for me, and I was like over the moon. I thought, oh my God, I finally get to see him play, and I'm warming up for him. And it was a really good club. Club was packed. And he was really nice, and his tour manager was really cool. And I brought my mixer up so that he could use it as well, because he really wanted to use that mixer. And I played some really cool sort of instrumental sort of trip hop, and I didn't play all the obvious classic hip hop that he would play, because I wanted to warm up perfectly for him so that when he went on, he could play. He would not be playing any of the music that I played, because I knew that what he would possibly play. And he come up to me and he goes, yo, man, that's one of the best warm-up sets I've ever seen a DJ do, because I spent so much time playing music that was like different for him. Like trip hop was like fat sort of beats, and I was doing a little bit of cutting and stuff, but not too much. And he stood there for like half an hour really enjoying it. And that was the moment that we kind of connected. So when I saw him at the Red Bull, you know, we've got a good relationship, and, you know, I'm quite a quirky sort of guy, and we laughed and we joked about a lot of different things. He's a very educational sort of guy. He's got a lot to talk about. He's got a lot of things to tell people. And when he tells his stories to all the guys, he wants to educate the DJs to becoming great DJs. And he wants to pass on his knowledge and wisdom about what he's learned and what makes a great DJ. He knows that there's other DJs there that might be technically better than him, but he's got music, he's got skills, and he's got this knowledge how to rock a crowd, from Vegas, which is probably some of the hardest people to rock, to some of the best people here in Australia, like in Sydney and Adelaide and Brisbane and Melbourne and stuff. And, you know, he is a unique character, and I you know, he's an idol for me, as well as calling him a friend. It's great. And Cash Money as well. You know, I remember when I watched him win the World Finals, DMC.
What year was that?
1998, I think it was, or 88, sorry. And I said that I want to do that. And then I watched him win it. And then 10 years later, I won loads of competitions, and I got voted best DJ. My music was doing really well in the UK. And he was at an award ceremony that I was there, and I was winning these awards, and he come up to me and he goes, because we knew each other, and he come up to me and he patted me on the back. This was Cash Money. He said, yo, Krafty, man, I'm proud of you, dog. You doing so great, man. And I was like, my God, Cash Money is absolutely acknowledging me. And I just thought, this is the epitome of everything that's fantastic at that point in my life. And I just never dreamed that anything would ever happen to me like that. But if you put in hard work, determination and effort, it's definitely a big part of being a DJ is knowledge, is knowing the depth of music that you're playing, that you're into. And like, if, say for instance, a house DJ, is knowing about the old music and grabbing some of those interesting acapellas and classic records and doing edits. And it's the same thing in any form of music. If you put the effort and time in to develop skills and using some of the old to the new, you can educate people, as well as people go, wow, he's really cool at mixing, he can scratch, he can drop acapellas, and he knows old stuff as well. This is the all-rounder. And it's like a good cricketer. Do you know what I mean? A guy who can bowl, he can bat, and he can field. If you've got that, you're going to want that guy on your team, aren't you? So I think it's the same with DJing.
I guess when I think Krafty Kuts, a couple of names that come to mind for me are Z-Trip and DJ AM. have you ever worked with those guys, or do you have any sort of relationship with them?
I worked with Z-Trip, and I've toured with him, and I've put him on in a couple of shows, and he's a brilliantly unique character. I'm going to see him in a couple of days' time at Breakfast in Perth. He's just a brilliant DJ. He's the all-rounder. Like I said, he's like that cricketer that you want in your team. He can do everything, and he's got so much respect and knowledge. He's a bit of he likes his rock, but he mixes really well, and he's a good scratcher, and he's a really nice guy as well. So yeah, I've lucky enough spent some good quality time with him. He's a brilliant judge as well. He's like Jeff, really. He's an idol, and he's also a pioneer. That's the good word, pioneer.
What about DJ AM?
I never get to meet him, unfortunately, and obviously, he's not with us, rest in peace, but I hear a lot of great things about him, and he again, he was the ultimate party rocker of New York and America, really, wasn't he? He kind of, he was the DJ that everyone wanted him to play at the parties.
Yeah, R.I.P. Have you seen the documentary?
I have, yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sad, obviously, but it is well made.
It is, isn't it?
It's crazy. Like, I never really was up. Like, I'd heard the name a bit, but it wasn't until I seen that documentary that I was like, wow. And then I went back and checked his stuff, and I was like, no shit, this dude is a mashup
king.
Yeah, like
he was the mashup king, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then when they're talking in the doco about like, he was like a multi-million-dollar DJ. He raised the standards for DJs' paychecks and things like that.
Yeah, see, that's the important thing, because nowadays, like, you've got like people who are producers and they have hardly DJ'd, and they're getting paid colossal amounts of money just because they've done a big record. And it does make a big difference when you put yourself in the public eye. But I think the art form of DJing has been taken away a little bit, laptops. Do you see that thing in the Red Bull where the guy went like that, police guy, and smashed the laptop?
Yeah, I did.
That was a crazy thing to do, wasn't it? It's got everyone talking though. Don't listen. I do embrace modern technology and modern cultures and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that someone who's never DJ'd can just go on the decks and mix records with like Tractor where it's all synced up. That's fine. But I just think that it's nice to see someone with a bit of skills and they know their way around the equipment and stuff like that. Some of the technical skills that some of these Red Bull guys have got is just phenomenal, where they do the loops and they use the S9 Pioneer mixer in a way that you just, it's making music from the music.
Yeah, they utilise the technology on a whole nother level, hey?
Yeah, they take it so far. But, some great DJ. A Skills, like my good buddy A Skills, he's a phenomenal DJ as well. He's the ultimate party rocker. You can put him anywhere at any place and he'll get the party started. So, I've Mix Master Mike, I DJ'd with him actually in Adelaide a few years ago.
Yeah.
That was bloody brilliant, that was. God, he's a crazy dude behind the decks. Bloody crazy. And Quebec, what a character he is. I've never met such a humble guy in my life. I've DJ'd with him quite a few different parties around the world, from Australia to America, San Francisco and stuff. And I'm very lucky really to have met all these incredible people.
Now that just raises a question for me. Invisible scratch pickles, executioners. Who would you go with?
For me, Shortkut's the best DJ in the world, so I'd go with Invisible Scratch Pickles. When I watch Shortkut scratch, blows my mind. And D-Styles is also very different and edgy in the same way as Cuba is. Executioners were the hip-hop DJs, the real hip-hop DJs, and really good at beat juggling and putting together phrases from records and selecting those really clever, unique bits, But I think that from a technical perspective, when you watch Shortkut go, and he does the stab scratch, and you're just like, whoa. I watched him scratch, right, when we was in the Red Bull Freestyle. I was watching him cut up Tour de France by Kraftwerk and Din Dada by George Kranz, two of my favourite old school sort of tracks. And the way he just cut them up was just like, are you for real? And I was like, whoa. The hairs on my arms went up and I was like, bad boy DJ right there.
Did you ever work with or open up with, do anything like tours or anything with the Beat Junkies?
Yes, I did. I'd done some stuff with them in Edmonton or Winnipeg in Canada. And there was one lineup that I'd done in Liverpool once where it was Grandmaster Flash, DJ Markey, Qbert, and myself all on the same night. That was a crazy night as well.
Now, Grandmaster Flash is actually coming to... Well, he's in Adelaide like in a few days. I think like a week or so. He might be in the country now. I'm not too sure. He apparently has like a list. It's a real big list of songs not to play.
He does, yeah. I mean, I DJ'd with him a few times and I put him on. He knows how to rock a party, that's for sure. You know, he gets the crowd going crazy because imagine you're in front of like 10,000 people. Not all of those people are going to be into hip hop. In fact, some of them won't like hip hop. So he will get them into what he's doing. And then by the end of it, everyone's going crazy. He is probably the best party rocking all round entertainer. He's not like a crazy technical sort of dude, but he's very particular. I mean, that movie was quite interesting, or this TV series, wasn't it? Get Down, portraying him as this cool cat, and he is a cool cat. You know, he's a very cool sort of guy. Keeps himself to himself. He's definitely a legend, isn't he? There's no two ways about it. And I've DJ'd with him on numerous occasions, and he has blown the audience away. Not from a skill perspective, but just from his tune selection, getting on the mic and rocking the crowd. That's a big part of being a good DJ.
The lesson. 2-7. Oh, yeah.